Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, and welcome to episode 1 of Lovecraft Country Review. I'm here with Aly. We're going to do the whole season, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, Aly, what did you think of this first episode?
I mean, I hate when you hit me with that question first because I really don't know what to think.
Okay, so basically what I've been calling this show to Aly and all is a historic horror show. It's based off of a novel that takes a lot of influence into the Lovecraft um, stories and everything, and you have some racial um, issues that is being mentioned all throughout, and you can really feel them throughout the episode.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's heavily inspired. Like it makes you uncomfortable, um, which is good because it's doing its job right.
it's doing it. I've not seen a show make me feel so uncomfortable when it deals with this stuff than this show has.
I
Especially
agree.
two moments: the diner moment, and then the drive out of the county moment.
Oh my gosh, yes. And like being someone who is white,
Yes,
I've never felt that fear, and I felt their fear.
yeah, they did
And
the show, everything about it, the music, everything, just it made you uncomfortable. It made you like your heart was beating. You really couldn't breathe. Like just holding your
no,
breath the whole time. They that whole scene where the cop is following them. The speed limit's 25 miles an hour. They are going slow, but it's nerve wracking.
it
Like,
really is. Like I had my mouth open the whole time, and I was like, I'm gonna like catch flies in my mouth, but like, oh my gosh, like my heart, I just couldn't take it. Like,
and I called this the historical horror because in the beginning, Alan's like, what's going on?" And like they're setting up the historical elements. They are showing you the world, the time period, everything going on, and then it builds that suspense with the diner, of how they just burn down the diner and just kill the black people who come by. Just horrible. I mean, the fire truck was chasing them.
literally, like they weren't getting out of it
No,
um unscathed, which was
which
like,
go
oof.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
um it brings it to the blonde woman who was driving this car and
Yeah, yeah,
swerved in front of the truck that was chasing them from the diner. The truck never actually hit this woman's car, but it did like a Stranger Things flip and crashed. Flipped over and crashed
yeah,
above the car. And
which was super weird to watch
yeah,
because, and at the, I mean, like not to jump, but like at the very end, the guy's blonde as well as the woman is blonde.
and her car was there in the driveway.
Yeah. So like you know that like when you saw her that she's going to be essential to the storyline,
And they've been waiting for them to show up at the house.
which is really creepy.
This show,
Uh,
the suspense built, and then it hit this point when the cops were taking them into the forest. And
that that's where, oh my gosh.
that's when my jaw dropped even more.
Yeah, same. I was so nervous. Like I didn't know what to expect. Like I was like, oh man, they're gonna die.
Now, did I expect what happened next? Hell to the no.
Oh, I did not expect that at all. Um,
it I don't even know what to call them.
I
Um
they were calling them vampires, but like, can you really call them vampires? Like,
it's weird.
I don't,
Um
I don't know.
and I love the fact that it's on HBO because they do shit that no other show would be able to do. Just the graphic just violence that these creatures do in such a short amount of time is insane. I mean, literally just jumps out, bites a dude's arm off, and this whole sequence, blood is splattering everywhere, and then the whole scene where the sheriff turns, and I did not expect the sheriff to fucking turn. Like, that came out of nowhere.
Literally, as soon as he started coughing, I was like, oh shit, he's turning. I've seen enough, like, horror flicks of, like, creature films to know that.
And
Like,
it's fantastic.
I'm not surprised that it's so fantastic. I had really high hopes for this
So
show.
I had high hopes, but I did not know. So with the historical and the racial stuff, I knew there was going to be a fine line that it was going to have to balance on,
Mm.
and it balanced it perfect. The horror elements of it, I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect with the horror elements. I knew there was going to be some creatures involved, but I didn't know we were going to hit them literally in halfway through the first episode.
I'm glad we did though, because if not, it would have been like, oh, like
An
what?
okay kind of episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too, because while at the beginning, the first like 20 so minutes, I was like, yeah, this is just setup. But it was taking a while for like the suspense. You didn't get that suspense until they left, which, to be honest, that shows you with what they're talking about, that inequality, because they were up north, they were in Chicago, it wasn't segregated like the South and all, and that
Mm.
tension really, like, you didn't feel it until they went to the South, which, again, props to the people doing this show. I mean, Jordan Peele, J.J. Abrams, two of the best at what they do.
Oh, yeah, they're by far, they're like legends in my eye.
Yeah,
Especially Jordan Peele. I have such high respect for him.
I
Um,
I agree. Jordan Peele, so far, from what I've seen of his, he can't do any wrong right now.
you really can't do any wrong. I'd be really disappointed to see if that this show starts flunking all of a sudden. You
Yeah.
know.
I'm really excited for next week. Aly,
Uh, Same here. Same here.
what would you rate this episode out of a 10?
I mean, I don't really know. Well, I mean, what would you rate it? Like, I don't really know what I'd rate it, to be honest.
I would give it probably 8.5 to a 9, around that A range.
I'd give it an A range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to nail it down to an exact number because this is episode 1 of 10, and I don't want it.
Well, yeah, that's how I feel. It's like the first one.
Yeah, I don't want to like say, "Oh, this was a fantastic episode," and then like this be the worst episode of the show.
Because like, I hope that it gets better and that like I'm on the edge of my seat as we go
I'm,
through this show.
I feel like we will be. There's a lot that there's a lot of
Like,
questions that
I'm already curious on like who that guy is, who that woman is. Why is it like a mansion? Why did it say welcome home?
yes, yes, 100%. Um,
Uh,
it's gonna be good. We do watch this in our Discord, so make sure you join that. And me and Aly stream Tuesday through Saturday over on Twitch. Link to those descriptions is in the description below. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this episode. Are you excited for the rest? What would you rate it? And what was the most surprising moment? But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And like always, we will see you in the next one. Later.